Well met, my fellow star travelers. Welcome back to Moonshadow Fantasy. I am your host, Makarios Moonshadow, aka Maka. Happy Patch Day 6.2. I am here at the Island Sanctuary, and with all the new coming out, I figured now's a good time to revamp my character, make him more like a moon, make him more like myself, with the glasses and the goatee and the long black hair with the purple highlights and everything. Hope you dig it. But anyway, moving on, you know how we do, no fluff and stuff. So as soon as you get to Island Sanctuary, this whole first little part right here, this little island, that's where everything's going to go down. You're going to get all of your houses built quickly and for free at first. So all you're going to do is follow the side quests one by one. And as you do that, it is going to unlock all these skills. And it's going to unlock all of these inventory spaces and crafting logs. And of course, it'll tell you bit by bit, guide by guide, the basics, gathering, crafting, hideaway, one by one, all the way through. 12 hours later, you might have it all done. uh, yeah. Or I could just show you all the basics. So it works like this. As soon as you get here, you can start walking around the whole entire island for right away. There's no aetherites, there's no need for weapons or gear or anything like that. It's its own little mini game. I do recommend, though, however, that you take a moment and go up and down at least these two rivers at first and start gathering as much as you can up and down there. If not, just traveling the whole map really quickly. After the second side quest, you will unlock your ability to ride mounts, which, by the way, they are incredibly fast. There's super speed through here. And you have unlimited sprint with an instant cooldown, and return to the island, which is just return to this starting point. That being said, let's go over all of the basics. So all of your moves, quote unquote, are going to be right here. And these are the only things you're ever going to use, is gather. The green is for your garden, and the red is for your little mini zoo, or petting zoo, or pets, however you want to call it. And of course you have your minions, you have your guide. Material allocation, this is for your the big bad boy workshop. And then of course you have your inventory, your crafting log, gathering log, and managing your hideaway. So at the very beginning, after you're done all the side quests, you're going to get one cabin, one pasture for your pets, one piece of gardening land, workshop, which is probably the hardest thing in Island Sanctuary, but I'll show you how it works and show you some cheats. And then you're going to have a vacant plot for building a second one. Now, the name of the game is you going around collecting things from trees, rocks, and actually capturing animals. So gathering is actually gathering mobs nowadays, which makes this a lot of fun because you have to craft yourself a hammer, craft yourself a hatchet, and craft yourself some nets for catching real-life creatures in the wild. You're only allowed to catch the smaller creatures at first, but I'll show you how all that works in a minute. But the premise is this. You gather a bunch of stuff, including creatures. You bring them back here to your base. You gather up some seeds while you're out there. You grow plants. You craft things with the stuff that you gathered. And you take care of your pets by feeding them, petting them, loving them. And then those pets give you things, extra things. The garden gives you extra things. And all of these things, the garden, the pets, the gathering outside, all over the map, all comes back and boils back down to this workshop. When you click on the workshop, it gets crazy. One single item takes 4 hours to make. And you can schedule tons of work going out into weeks. However, there's tricks to the trade. For instance, having more than one workshop, but also categorizing things. So the premise is you hand over all of your materials to these mimics. The mimics then turn around and use your items into this workshop to craft things for you, but then they sell those things on an imaginary market board. You never see them again. But it's important that you have all those things and the number of things that you need in your inventory, not your regular inventory. The inventory for this island is separate, which can be found under allocation. So allocation is just letting you know, hey, this is what we're working on, and this is how many items you said that we need. This is what you're missing. That's what allocation's for. But the workshop tricks are this. You go over to supply and demand. You'll see that it's organized by category, popularity, supply, demand shift, predicted demand. It gets complicated, and eventually, if not by tomorrow, this is going to have its own Discord. This is going to have its own YouTube videos and guides just for this, because as you can see, it gets pretty complicated. But to simplify, once you start, travel up and down these two rivers, like I've said, collect a bunch of sand, collect a bunch of palm tree leaves, and over here next to this little mountain right here is going to be limestone. Along with anything else you find up and down those rivers, and you will have everything you need to start your first couple of days of work agenda, which is going to be potion, fire sand, potion, fire sand, potion, fire sand, and it goes on forever until you rank up, which is the second, which brings us to the whole point of Island Sanctuary, which is to rank up your island to rank 10 as fast as you can. Of course, take your time and enjoy the game. But also these Seafarers coins, the blue coins, and the green coins. Now the blue coins you get every time you come back into your island and you check on your workshop. The mimics will hand you over a bunch of coins and be like, yay, we sold some stuff. That's what that's for. But also you get blue coins from your challenge log. If you look under, you can get 2,000 per week by simply selling stuff. Or gathering stuff out in the wild, 100 per week, easy to do. And shipping 20 items via the workshop. I say that they sell the stuff, they say they ship it. It's just the same thing. But it's not actually going anywhere. Excuse me, it's all pretend. But your seafarers, your blue coins, get you cool gear. It also is where your mounts come from, as well as hairstyles and emotes and everything else, including, but not limited to, some pretty cool dye and your crafting material. The mimic next to him will buy any of your extra island gathering supplies. So if you want to gather a whole bunch, you can. You know, spend all day in here if you want to. And then the mimic to his right also sells glamour material. It's mostly just fireworks, glamour prisms, some of these bad boys, the high corals for gathering. But it's just materia. That's all that is. It's a good way to farm materia and make some gil on the side if you're looking for that. But moving on, so as you level up or rank up your sanctuary from 1 to 10, which doesn't take long. I'm already at 4. I've only been doing it for a couple hours. So too does your crafting log and everything in between. So for instance, as you rank up, so too can you go to your individual buildings, renovate, and build bigger, better versions of that property. You can also send your mimics out to tear down entire sections of forest and plot new pieces of land down for extra gardens, extra homes for your pets, things like that. So let me show you what that's all about. Very nice. So they start you off with a garden. You only have to water this once a day, or twice a day if you don't plan on logging in tomorrow or the next day. Because one watering lasts 12 hours, just so you know. But basically, as you complete all of your side quests, you're going to unlock all these moves, right? You click on Gathering, and while you're in the open world, you'll notice that the right-hand side of your map, blue will just spawn everywhere, and you can just start clicking on everything, but you have to be under this mode of gathering. And whether you're using your bare hands or a tool that you crafted, like for instance, a hatchet or a hammer, which again, as you level up in rank with the island, you'll automatically unlock bigger, better tools. But that's gathering. But it'll also unlock as you rank up better feed, and the feed is what comes from these gardens. And restraints is how you catch wildlife out in the open world. But going back to the garden, so all you need to do is click all you have is pretty self-explanatory. It's sow, water, and cultivate. You sow by simply clicking on an item of a seed type that you found in the open world. Again, that can be done with your bare hands or with a tool. You plant it, you water it. It puts all these plants down in this entire 2 rows. And then you come back a day or 2 later and it's all done. You can talk to this little gardener outside the map, outside the area, and he will tell you how your garden is doing, if it needs more water, and if it's ready to be sown or cultivated. The items that you get from the garden are used to feed your pets. I call them pets. I'm not sure what they're called. I think they're called creatures. They just call them animals. That's not nice. But you can rename your pets. Harsh Marshmallow, King Julian, Sassy Sardini are their names. They only allow you to catch the small versions, so you can only catch like these 3 things, at least at the start. But again, as you rank up, so too does the ability to catch other things. Bigger, badder things. And that is by making these, whoops, go to our crafting log. That's by making these restraints, which is really easy to do. Once you're out there and exploring the world for the first time, just gather like crazy. Just spend an hour and just click on everything, because it's really easy to gather. They make it so that you have a nice gathering log, so that anything you've ever gathered will just show up in a blue circle on the screen. And it's not much, as you can see here. Like it's not a lot of things. You can find everything in one day, in like an hour. But moving on, so you can basically you go to mode. There's your net. If you're ever out in the open world, you just turn on the net. Or as you level up your rank, you'll get a lasso. You'll get bear traps. You'll just keep going up from there, and you'll wind up with like huge elephants out here and things like that. But all these creatures, all your pets, they do give you things. For instance, chocobos are going to give you feathers. Sheep are going to give you wool. Alpacas are going to give you, or the sardine man over here is going to give you eggs. Things like that. And all you do is you click on feed. You click on an item. Again, it's crafted food. And then you click on one of your pets. I've already fed them, so they're not going to want food right now. But I can pet them. And I can pet them again. And you just keep on petting them over and over. You feed them as much as you can throughout the day. Because the happier and healthier they are, that being with better food that you grow, you talk to the caretaker, and he will show you how they're doing. If their mood is good, if they need more food. If their mood is bad, play with them. If their food is low, feed them. And the leavings are just what they're gonna, what you're gonna farm from them. It's not poop. At least I hope not. The monkey might leave you poop, but that's about it. From the caretaker. Moving on to the next fun thing, which is going to be managing your minions. So you can only have up to 40 minions at a time on the map total. And even though there's over 300 minions, which is kind of sad, and a massive island, they can only go in certain locations. Meaning locations that you've already torn down and ripped apart. You've gotten all the trees down. So as you level up in rank for your island sanctuary, you send out your mimics to clear patches of land. And just like app games on your phone, like any kind of building game, clearing the map takes time. It'll probably take like a day or two to clear an entire section of forest, and then another like day or two to actually build a building. That's why they give you this whole area to start off with for free. But once you clear a section, you can then use that section to put more minions. But you just simply click on a section, select minions, and then it'll put a little grass icon at the bottom, letting you know that there's a minion that you place there. I don't know if you can use them outside in the real world. If you place them here, probably. I don't see why not. But make them all kind of similar because they will interact with each other. And they did go out of their way to make, to give them all dialogue. They all speak. And if it's just a creature, they just make like the Pokemon sounds that they make. But yeah, they all have dialogue and they'll interact with each other. It's hilarious. It's adorable. So moving on. So that's minions. That's allocation. That's your guide. Managing your hideaway. That's just showing you what's available near you. And your gathering log we went over. Crafting log we went over. Again, these things will automatically fill with new stuff as your rank levels for your island sanctuary right here. Then of course there's your inventory. There's your regular materials. None of this is part of your regular inventory outside of game. This is its own island sanctuary inventory. You have your regular materials. Again, there's not that much. There's your produce. These are all your seeds. These are all the items that you made with your seeds. Your actual produce for making food for your pets. There's your leavings or droppings from your pets. Food that you've made for them, restraints for capturing other creatures, and all the different kinds of tools that you can make for gathering more cooler stuff outside in the world. And that's it. That's Island Sanctuary in a nutshell. The only thing I have left to show you is just how easy it is to gather something. Note, your mount speed is intensely fast in this Island Sanctuary. You just zip on by everything. Oh, it's also important to note that while you're at the Island Sanctuary, try not to operate any kind of heavy machinery while you're out here. Because the constant level of just the rain and the ocean waves are constant no matter where you are in the background, and the wind blowing and the bird. You'll fall asleep. I've thought I was falling asleep and needed to take a nap several times already. Like it's real. But yeah, you just turn on gathering on your skill list, and then you just touch anything that glows blue on your screen, on your mini map. It won't show up on the big one, but it'll show up on the small one, and it's pretty much everything. Everything glows. But I'll let you explore the island for yourself because it's gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this place is the prettiest map in the game I've ever seen. It is so many different kinds of plants and flowers, different types of stones and rocks. There's hidden grooves and hidden places to find like special, different types of stone and things like that that you never would have found unless you were like diving underwater and going under a cave. Hint, hint. But that's it. That's Island Sanctuary. Also, if you want to invite friends or not, just hit the little gear icon, and you can turn all this off or on. The rules for that are you cannot have any more than 15 people in a map at a time, and the leader, the owner of the property or the island has to be present. So as long as you're in your island, your friends can come and visit, but if you're not there, they can't come. Sorry. But that's it. Best of luck. I can't wait to see what you guys create. You can customize things more and more as the ranks go up. I hope you like my character. I had fun making him. This is my alter ego of alter egos. My name is Makarios Moonshadow. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much everyone for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the next guide. There is a lot more to do in patch 6.2. My name is Maka, and I'll see you in the next one.